YouTube family, what's going on? It's your man Pristine back with another video. All right, man, let's get to it. First video of 2024. Man, your boy Pristine has finally decided to come out of the shell. Now, let me give you guys, just some history real quick, because I feel like I owe you guys an explanation. I know some of you are looking for, more consistent content from me, and my apologies for not, being as consistent as you would like for me to be and as I would like to be. Usually around coming up on the end of the year toward the holiday season, what I've been doing these last few years is taking a little bit of a hiatus. And the reason for that is because, I'm a full-time medical professional. I've got a wife, 3 kids, not trying to make excuses. This is just the reality in my life. And sometimes I struggle with balance with this thing because I have such a passion for making content and just tech, period. And so even though I may not be consistent, don't ever think that I'm out of the loop. You know what I'm saying? I know exactly what's going on in gaming, mobile. I'm tapped in. I'm dialed in. But what I'll do is I'll go on a bit of a hiatus just to kind of allocate that time for family, the wife, the kids. And, in life, things are always popping up. So I'll also utilize that time to handle business as well. And then usually as we get through, Christmas and New Year's, mid-January, late January, early February, when that new Samsung S series drops, then that's usually when I come out of the box. So, in typical Pristine fashion, we gonna kick off the first video of 2024 here at Pristine Mobile Tech with the Galaxy S24 Ultra. Now, once I drop this video, I am going to flood YouTube with a lot of content that I did not get a chance to finish in 2023. And a lot of those devices are still, relative and still selling well, So I still get a lot of comments, people, commenting on videos that I've done, whether it was an unboxing or a full review. So I got more content coming on those devices as well. Got some comparison videos coming. Yeah, so make sure you keep it locked here at Pristine Mobile Tech. Your boy's out the shell now. And yeah, man, I'm hungry. So, what I'm saying? Let's get it. My wife, she done took the leash off, She done took the muzzle off. And yeah, it's time to get back to doing this thing. So we gonna kick it off with the S24 Ultra in typical Pristine Tech fashion. You guys already know it's probably gonna be a long video. So man, get your drinks, get your popcorn, whatever your vice is, roll you up a little blunt, whatever you do, I ain't judging. And let's do this. All right there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the unboxing and the first initial thoughts and impressions for the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. Let's dive right into this thing. All right, something about the Ultra this year that was very intriguing to me, especially these last couple of years, skipping out on the Ultra for reasons of just wanting to not deal with how cumbersome a bigger phone can be, right? As far as my overall height, I am about 5'3.5", close to 5'4". I weigh about 120 pounds, maybe less than that, soaking wet, okay? My hands are extremely small. Probably can't tell by the way they look on camera, but they are. And so sometimes wielding bigger phones just gets very, very cumbersome. Lately, I've been a huge fan of foldables. I feel like foldables are, the future. We're seeing a lot more of them. And it's been very complicated for me to buy regular candy bar style glass sandwich type devices once a foldable drops. Hence the reason why I didn't get the Pixel 8 or the 8 Pro, because I've got the Pixel Fold. And I think that the Pixel Fold is one of the best, if not the best, foldable on the market right now. I would actually prefer that over the Z Fold 5, just because of that front screen. But mainly I've been rocking with foldables. And before that, I was just mainly rocking with bigger phones like Notes and stuff like that. And got so cumbersome to where I decided to go back to my iPhone 13 mini, which this little device is an absolute powerhouse. It's 5.4 inches. You see I can fit this device in the palm of my hand, and yeah, it is just a great all-around device. Power, great cameras, performance, battery life. You know, I'm able to get through a full day and some. And so that's what I've been rocking with. Again, no stranger to big devices, but lately I've been trying to stay away from them, mainly because of that. And two, as it comes down to the S series, I seem to feel as though when the S series drops, the only ones to mainly get recognition is the Ultra and the Plus variant. I feel like the regular S, 20 whatever, just gets left out in the cold. And so the S20 whatever, the regular one, for me is like the perfect size. And so it's like, the last couple of years I got those devices and skipped out on the Ultra just for convenience purposes. But to also shed some light on those devices as well, to let people know how good they are. People seem to forget the fact that the S series is the S series across the board, right? Like if you look at the S24, the S24 Plus, and the S24 Ultra, internally, they're the same specs across the board, okay? The Ultra, obviously, and the Plus is gonna have a little bit bigger of a battery because they're bigger devices. The Ultra has more RAM, right? They have 12 gigs of RAM versus the 8 gigs of RAM that is in the S24 and the S24 Plus. And that's still, to me, overkill. Because Apple has shown and have proven that you can take, 3 or 4 gigs of RAM and couple that with those Apple Silicon chips and produce some very, very well functioning devices. And I'm no Apple fanboy like that. This isn't like an Apple fanboy, converting, from Apple to Android. I actually like both operating systems. You know what I'm saying? I'm notorious for carrying an iPhone in one pocket and my Android of choice in my other pocket. And that's more than likely what I'm going to do with the Ultra here. So I'm not one or the other. Completely unbiased. I like both operating systems. I like what they both have to offer. I like how they both, offer different things. I like how they both function. I can pick up an iPhone and an Android and do exactly what I need to do with no issues on both devices. But I'm just simply saying what's comfortable for me is the smaller devices. I've had my eye on that Asus Zenfone 9, or are we on the Zenfone 10 now? Just because it's a smaller Android powerhouse. They're not making them like that anymore on the Android side of things because everything is just so freaking cumbersome and large. Hence the reason why I've been rocking with this, right? So obviously that's going to be a big jump going from this to this. I mean, look at it. You can set that on the box. The phone is as big as the box because there's nothing in this box but the phone, some literature, and the charging cord. No charging brick. Yeah, so that's, ladies and gentlemen, the explanation behind these last couple of years why I skipped out on the Ultra. Now, this year, I was actually going to do the same thing. I actually mainly had my eye on the S24. The reason why I am here with the Ultra now is because I was down at my local Best Buy the other day, and of course, they had all three of the, phones on display. And I looked at the Ultra and I was just like, oh my goodness, that thing is absolutely huge. It's massive. Gorgeous, elegant, but yet it was massive. And I was just like, this thing is probably going to be a brick and be extremely heavy, just like the other ones were. And I just, that's one of the main things too why I would get burned out on bigger devices, just because after carrying them around for so long, they just become heavy. They start to feel like just a weight in my pocket. And I'm a minimalist. I don't like feeling like I'm being weighed down. I don't walk around with a bunch of stuff in my pockets. Like, I just keep it nice and simple. Phone in one pocket, iPhone in one pocket, Android phone in the other pocket, wallet in my back pocket. Everything is nice and minimal. Boom. That's it. Key fob on me for the car, and that's it. Nice and simple. You know what I'm saying? So I picked this up, and I was amazed, blown away. Because I forgot that as I picked it up, this phone is now made with titanium. Yes, they stole a place straight out of Apple's playbook. right? And didn't hide it. Like, we don't care. Yeah, the Ultra is made with titanium, not aluminum. Apple. Well, titanium, a little more durable, but it's also lighter. So this device, when you walk up on it and you look at it, naturally you're going to be like, oh, that phone is a beast. Look how big it is. But when you pick it up, you will be pleasantly surprised at how light it is. And that's one of the main things, ladies and gents, that really had me just like, okay, I think I'm going to get the Ultra this year because I like the aesthetics, right? I like the boxy, you know, the boxy look, no curves, just nice sharp corners, flat display. And look, I can go either way with the display. I like curved displays or waterfall displays. I like flat displays, but I really like the boxiness with the flat display. Okay, you know, the color option, you know, that I wanted was available, and it's lightweight. So even though I'm going to be walking around with a big device on me, it's not going to feel like it because it's much lighter than what it once was. And that I can appreciate, which is why I'm sitting here with it. If not for that, I probably would be sitting here talking to you about the S24 and not the Ultra. Plenty of videos on the Ultra, so surely you wouldn't miss my my thoughts on the Ultra, right? But here we are. All right. So now that that's out of the way, what does this thing cost? It costs an arm and a leg. It's no joke. It's true when they say you have to pay to play. Now, if you're like me, there are some major incentives and promotions going on with this device and have been pretty much ever since the keynote presentation. Once this thing launched for pre-order, if you trade in eligible devices, you can get significant amounts of money shaved off. You get the storage upgrade, and so this is the 512 gig version, same price as the 256 gig variant. That's nice. You may get some discounts on some cases or some accessories and stuff like that if you ordered this thing from Samsung. Now, I got this from my local Best Buy. This is the completely unlocked version. And the reason why I decided to get it from Best Buy, because not only was Best Buy offering the storage upgrade and significant amounts of money shaved off with an eligible trade-in, which I traded in a device that I was no longer using, got $800 off, you know, got the storage upgrade. But on top of that, ladies and gents, Best Buy, to sweeten the deal more, threw in an e-gift card of $150. So that's just $150 of Best Buy dollars that you can spend on anything in the store. You know, you can use that to buy a case, screen protector, some earbuds, maybe a charging dock, you know, something like that. You know, if you want to, you know, they got some really sweet deals on some Samsung Galaxy open box in excellent or good condition smartwatches. If you don't have one and you just want to go with the whole shebang and just come completely Samsunged out, you know, with the new phone and some earbuds and the Samsung watch, right? It works very similarly to Apple's ecosystem. I think that Samsung is like the closest that there is to the seamlessness that there is with Apple devices. You know, the ecosystem that they get you locked in with, the phone, the AirPods, the watch, you know what I mean? And you can do nice fancy little things like, you know, tap your fingers and, you know, you can do little things, make stuff happen. You know what I'm saying? I mean, little cool stuff like that. I don't know if Samsung is offering that type of stuff, but I mean, you know, it's the closest thing to the Apple ecosystem, right? Samsung, they've got their own ecosystem as well. You know, their phones, their tablets, their computers, their smartwatch, their buds, they all work in tandem pretty seamlessly, just like Apple's do. Okay? So, I mean, that's $150 of Best Buy dollars that you can use to get a lot of that stuff. Or if you don't want to get any of that stuff, that's just $150 at Best Buy that you can blow on whatever you want in the store. And I'm not exactly sure how much longer that promotion is going on. Now, it's still going on. Today is February 1st. Can't believe how fast January flew by. But it is what it is. Here we are. The phone released yesterday, the S24 series released yesterday, January 31st. That was the street release date. And so some of the promotions have gone away. Some of these promotions, you had to have pre-ordered the device to get those things. But I do believe that as of right now, and I'm not exactly sure how long it's going to go on, but if you go in and you buy the Ultra from Best Buy, I don't think you're going to get the storage upgrade. That was a pre-order promotion. But you will still, if you're trading in an eligible device to get money shaved off of this, you still will get money shaved off up to $800. And you will get the $150 Best Buy gift card. And how it works is once you buy the device, you know, if you buy it online or you just go and buy it in store, once the system, and it's pretty instant, once the transaction is complete, you'll receive an email like a couple of minutes after the transaction. And, you know, and you also get a month free of Xbox Game Pass as well. And so, you know, that's pretty sweet as well. I forgot to mention that. So yeah, right now you still can trade in a device and get up to $800 off. You're getting a month free of Xbox Game Pass, and you're getting $150 Best Buy credit on an gift card that goes to your email. That is a sweet deal. And that's what I took advantage of. And so I only paid out of pocket $630 something and some change. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Now, the full prices for these devices, bars, you know what I'm saying? If you're buying these things flat out, the 256 gig variant is $1299.99. The 512 gig variant is $1419.99. The 1 terabyte gig variant is $1659.99. So yes, you do have to pay to play if you're trying to rock out with these devices. Hope you can score it on a promo. That's the best way to get it. All right. Now, what does all that money get you? Glad you asked. It's going to get you a 6.8 inch dynamic LTPO Quad HD Plus flat screen display, 2 times AMOLED, 1440 by 3120 pixels. 19.5 by 9 aspect ratio, 120 hertz refresh rate, HDR10 plus, 2600 nits peak max brightness. That's like blinding. I mean, I don't care where you are and how of a well-lit environment it is, or if you're just out in the blazing sun beaming down on your phone with its rays. 2600 nits max brightness, and that's across the board for all the devices, the S24, the 24 Plus, and the Ultra here. That's hella bright. Okay, we got a 505 PPI pixel density, Corning Gorilla Glass armor on the front and back. I think that's got to be Victus or Victus Plus, or maybe the new brand of Corning Gorilla Glass is now just being referred to as Corning Gorilla Glass Armor. That's what it states on the website. But yeah, Corning Gorilla Glass Armor on the front and back. Screen to body ratio of 88.5%. Now, I don't know how accurate that is because the bezels on this device are very thin. When you look at this device, you are literally looking at all screen. I can't imagine why the screen to body ratio isn't like in the 90 something percentile. It says 88.5, so that's what it says. Now, the build, again, Corning Gorilla Glass on the front and back. We got a titanium frame making the phone tougher and lighter. We got physical SIM or eSIM. So however you want to do it, if you want to put a SIM card in this device, you can. If you want to upload an eSIM to the device, you can do that as well. All right. We got IP water and dust resistance up to 1.5 meters for 30 minutes. And obviously, you know, we've got the S Pen, and there's a slot for the S Pen as well, as you guys all know. Now, the internal specifications, the guts. We've got the Snapdragon 8 Generation 3 4nm 5G chipset We've got an 8-core CPU. We've got an Adreno 750 GPU running Android 14 with One UI 6.1 on top. We've got 12 gigs of RAM for the 256 gig variant. We've got 12 gigs of RAM for the 512 gig variant. We've got 12 gigs of RAM for the 1 terabyte gig variant. It's just 12 gigs of RAM across the board, no matter what the storage variant is that you get. 12 gigs. Beast mode. Okay? Or what my man Flossie say? Flagship specs, bro. Flagship specs. You know what I'm saying? Now, the cameras. We have a quad camera system here. We've got a 200 megapixel main sensor, f1.7 aperture. This is a 24 millimeter wide lens featuring multi-directional PDAF, optical image stabilization. We've got a 50 megapixel periscope telephoto lens, also featuring PDAF, optical image stabilization with 5x optical zoom. We've got a 10 megapixel telephoto lens featuring dual pixel PDAF, optical image stabilization that has 3x optical zoom. And finally, we've got a 12 megapixel 13 millimeter 120 degree ultra wide sensor, also featuring dual pixel PDAF and super steady video. Now, some of the features we've got 100 times space zoom. You still have that capability on this device. We've got 8K recording at 24 or 30 FPS, 4K recording at 30, 60, or 120 FPS, 1080p recording at 30, 60, or 240 FPS. We've got 1080p recording at 960 FPS on HDR10 Plus mode. And then we also have stereo sound recording, also featuring gyro electronic image stabilization. Now, for the selfie camera, we've got a 12 megapixel sensor. This is f2.2 aperture, 26 millimeter wide lens featuring dual pixel PDAF, dual video call, auto HDR, HDR10 Plus, also featuring 4K recording at 30 or 60 frames, and also 1080p at 30 frames per second. Okay. There's a whole slew of camera options that I didn't name. I'd be on this video all night, trying to name all the things, that the camera is possessing. If you really want to look at that long list of stuff, just go to Samsung.com under the S24 Ultra and type in or click on specs, and it'll give you a full spec breakdown of everything that the camera does. All right. But what I just named off was just the basics. Okay. Now, battery life. We've got a 5,000 milliamp hour non-removable battery, 45% or 45 watt wired charging with power delivery 3.0. Samsung is claiming 65% in 30 minutes. So if your phone is completely tapped out in 30 minutes, you're going to be at 65%, which is not bad at all. All right. Now, we've got 15 watt wireless charging. We've got 4.5 reverse wireless charging. So if you want to charge your watch if it's getting low, or your earbuds if the battery is getting low, then yes, you can place it on the back of this device and it'll give it a little charge. USB Type-C 3.2, DisplayPort 1.2, and OTG is also featured on this device. Now, the dimensions, it's 233 grams, 8.6 millimeters in thickness, and the dimensions are 162.3 by 79 by 8.6 millimeters. Those are the dimensions. All right, now, additional features. We've got stereo speakers tuned by AKG, typical for Samsung. We've got a 32-bit, 384 kilohertz audio DAC in the Type-C port for audio. We've got Bluetooth 5.3, NFC. We've got an ultrasonic under-the-display fingerprint sensor that is lightning quick. We've got Samsung DeX, wireless DeX, ultra-wide broadband support, or UWB, and a slew of the Galaxy AI features featuring Circle to Search, Live Translate, Chat Assist, and Photo Assist. Okay, those are some of the main highlights of this device, is the AI features that have been baked into the UI. Okay, now the colors that you can get titanium gray, titanium blue, titanium orange, titanium violet, titanium yellow, titanium black, and titanium green. Now, some of these colors are exclusive to Samsung's website. So to get those color schemes, you'd have to get it through Samsung themselves. But I know that the gray, the yellow, and the black, and I think the violet are standard colors that you can get at like a Best Buy, Amazon, or all the carriers that are selling these devices. So I think the 3 other colors you can only get from Samsung's website. All right. So now let's unbox this bad boy. All right, enough of the talking. Typical Samsung fashion. S24 Ultra there, you can see in the glare. Obviously, there's no charging brick in the box here. Okay, that sucks because of how expensive these devices are. But hey, it is what it is. All right, and let's see here. Wow, okay. Okay, there we go. Just tearing it the wrong way. All right. Oh, come on, box. There we go. All right. Boom, wow. So this is that titanium silver, and look at that. That is just, that is beautiful. I mean, that is just absolutely beautiful. Wow. The way this feels in the hand. Like the fact that you could see it's curved around the edges to make it easier for you to wrap your hand around. Again, this is a big device. I mean, from what I've been used to, iPhone 13 mini, really? Yeah. Yeah, that's that's a big difference right there. Wow. But this thing is that just looks oh so tough. Wow. Titanium silver, ladies and gentlemen. Titanium silver. All right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This thing is beautiful, man. It just makes me want to pull a Flossie and pull out the smell test. But I ain't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? I'll leave that for my man Flossie to do. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and power this bad boy on because I know we got some juice. Do we have some juice? Wow, that took a little bit longer to come on there. Okay. So let me see. Nothing else in there. Here we just got typical books. Let's see here. All right, so we got the SIM tray or the SIM pin, quick start guide, and the Type-C to Type-C cable, which I've got plenty of those. I ain't even gonna bother taking that out. And yeah, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. As far as everything that's in the box, it's actually kind of crazy with the amount of money that we're spending on these devices that we don't get more. I think it's pretty pathetic that we spend all this money on these phones and then we got to turn around and pay 50, 60, 70 bucks for a case and another 30, 40 to 50 bucks for a screen protector. And yeah, it's just ridiculous to me. But yeah, it is what it is. And so looking at the dimensions, 6.8 inches corner to corner. And look at that big, beautiful display. That is gorgeous. Even though I know it's plain, it's just, yeah, it's been a minute since I've had an Ultra. So I'm just, you know, just appreciating this thing of beauty, this beautiful piece of tech before us. To the right of the device, we have an antenna line right here at the bottom. Here's our 5G antenna there. Here's the power button and the sleep button. Volume rockers up and down. Another antenna line right there at the top. Then we'll go to the top here. I think we got dual mics right there. We've got another antenna line right there at the top. We'll swing it around to the left side of the device. Another antenna line at the top left. Nothing else on the left side of the device. Bottom, we've got the S Pen now on the left side. I think last year the S Pen was on the right side. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Antenna line, bottom firing speaker, Type-C port for charging. Here's another noise canceling microphone. And now we've got the SIM tray on the right side of the device. So the SIM tray is right here on the bottom. Okay, flip it around to the back. Man, this is what a thing of beauty. What a thing of beauty. And I got a clear case as well, so this thing is gonna show. There's camera rings right there, all that camera action you got. Yeah. Yeah, this is this is beast in a lot of phones out there. So ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the cosmetic tour. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a couple of things set up. You know, get all my data and everything transferred over. And yeah, I'll catch up with y'all here in a second. Hold it down. All right, y'all, we are back in and I got things set up. Just did a restore from one of my previous Samsung devices, and everything is situated and legit. And again, it's been a minute since I've had, you know, one of the Ultras. It's been a couple years. So it's good to get reacquainted with the big device. And I mean, to be clear, I mean, this phone was trend setting. Obviously, you know, it started off as the Note, and you know, the Folds came out, the Note kind of went away, and it's just been rebranded as the Ultra series to the S series devices, which is dope, right? That was a clever way to keep it going. Yeah. So I mean, you know, cosmetically, the way that it feels in the hand, again, the phone, it does have some heft to it. Again, it's a big device, but it feels good in the hand, right? It's not, you know, that flat display, you know, it's not curved, even though, you know, we do have, you know, a little curvature around the sides. I mean, for someone that has small hands like myself, I mean, that just really helps, you know, be able to, you know, wield this device, you know, with one hand. But I mean, this is for sure a two-handed operation. See the ultrasonic under the display fingerprint sensor. I like that double tap the feature, double tap the wake feature, double tap the sleep. You see the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor. Boom, it is lightning quick and it is placed exactly where it ought to be. I've heard a couple of people say things like they wish it was like lower or, you know, a little bit more up on the display, and I'm like, that's, if you look at the placement of it, I mean, to me, it's right where it ought to be, and it is lightning quick. Okay, you just barely tap it and boom, it just opens right up. Let's see if I can get that facial recognition here. Same thing. Well, let's see here. Boom, you see that? I mean, as soon as it sees your face, it just pops right open. I'll try that one more time for the sake of demonstration. Boom. Okay, lightning quick, no problems at all whatsoever. Okay, like the fact that you can do the fingerprint and the facial recognition. You know what I'm saying? I mean, again, you know, I've been rocking with this iPhone 13 mini, you know what I'm saying? I mean, for a little minute. And, you know, I've got so many phones, you know, and most of my phones are unlocked. Some of them are from carriers, but it's kind of nice to just be able to just take your SIM card out of one and pop it in another one, you know, just because that's just, you know, that's how you're feeling. You know what I'm saying? If I want to go big, I can go big. If I want to go small, I can go small. So, you know, that's kind of nice. But I mean, you know, I wanted to go small, and so I've been going small for a little minute now, and this is yeah, this thing is huge. I almost forgot how big this thing is. 120 hertz display. Things are very, very, very responsive to the touch. Things are lightning fast, as they ought to be. You see, we scroll hard to the right, we've got our Google Now feed, and you know, it may take a quick second to load up, but once everything loads up, I mean, it's just, yeah, it just flies, right? I mean, the phone just handles everything you throw at it. I'm going into some real graphically intense applications, and even though, you know, I've done the restore, I haven't gone into any of my apps right now. So if I click on an app, it's gonna take us to like the screen where you enter your username and password, but just kind of giving you an idea of how quickly it gets into these apps. And these are some real graphically intense, graphically thinking video games. They're storage content wise, you know, there's a lot of content there, so sometimes these applications can take a second just to load everything up. I mean, especially these music apps. I'm a music buff. I've got so many different playlists and things of that nature. I mean, Spotify and YouTube Music are my two main sources for music, and Epidemic Sound. Epidemic Sound is the app that I go to. That's where all the music that you guys hear in my videos, like when I'm doing the pristine reviews and I play music during the camera review section, all that music is coming through Epidemic Sound. And it is so dope. It's one of those things where as long as you're a member, you have an exclusive right to basically use whatever music your little heart desires, copyright free, no infringement worries or anything like that. And, you know, there's a lot of dope artists out here that you've never heard of that make really, really good music. And I'm the kind of guy to where, you know, I don't care who you are, what color you are, where you come from. If you make music that's dope, I'm going to jam that joint, period. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, man, I mean, it's, you know, the phone is just, it's lightning quick. Eagles lose key defensive member. AJ Brown rips Sirianni. Critics. Here we go. More. You guys know I'm a Philadelphia Eagle fan, and it's just all kind of controversy now that the season's over. Players coming out and talking this and that about coaching and all kind of crazy stuff. But then my Seminoles, I'm a diehard Florida State Seminole guy. They got snubbed out of the playoff. I mean, yeah, it was a rough football season for your boy, ladies and gents. it was a rough one, you know, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, just popping into a couple things here just to kind of give you an idea. Again, you know, the speeds are going to differ. I'm connected to my Wi-Fi network right now at home. You know, data speeds will differ from a Wi-Fi connection versus your mobile data. You know, so just something to be mindful of. But yeah, you know, the phone, it performs really well thus far. Obviously, the phone is brand new, but the key is, will this phone still perform like a hot knife through butter over time? And so, yes, I will be doing some follow-up reviews on these devices, you know, 3 months in, 6 months in, you know what I'm saying, 9 months in. You know, I'm a you know, drop another update on this phone right around the time that the Z Fold 6 is coming out. And we're going to see if it's still holding true in the performance category. Pretty sure it will, but we'll see. All right. Swipe down to the quick settings menu. God, I've gotten so used, you know what I'm saying, I mean, to how things are on the iPhone. You know, I've just forgot, you know, just how detailed Android, especially One UI. One UI has always been like one of my most favorite UIs. You know, so I really dig One UI. It is actually my favorite user interface when dealing with Android. And Samsung, they just cram just everything, right? They don't leave any stone unturned when it comes to packing their devices with features and functions, and I really like that. Quick panel here, you know, just got all my settings here. If you want to toggle that, you just hit the little pin right there, and it's going to ask if you want to edit the top portion or the full portion of the status bar, which I think is a very nice touch, because if you don't want to edit the full version, you can just edit the top. And what that is just like just this part right here. If you just only want to edit that part right there, which is the top of the status bar, then you could elect to edit only the top. So if the top options or quick toggles that are in your status bar aren't what you want, then you know you can move those around and tailor make that how you want it. Right? That's a nice touch. See, it's little stuff like that is what I'm talking about. Giving us the ability to really customize these devices and really personalize and make them our own. Like, I'm a big fan of that. You know, Apple, they're starting to come around, right? They're making little adjustments here and there, you know, but a lot of stuff that comes out on the iPhones that everybody gets super excited about are things that have been on Android for many moons, you know. And so I kind of find that to be very interesting, how just people get so excited over a new feature on an iPhone that's been out on the Android side of things for so long. But, you know, that just tells me that they're starving for these features and functions that Android provides, and they're just chomping at the bit and happy once Apple finally does decide to implement those things into their devices. But they always seem to be a little late to the party. But it doesn't really seem to hinder their fan base. So, you know, as long as people continue to support Apple in that nonsense, then they're going to keep doing that nonsense, you know. But yeah, so if you want to edit your quick toggles, how you do that is you just hit the little pin right there. When you know, hit the drop down, you can edit the top or the full, and quick settings, instant access, brightness control. You know, you can control whether or not you want that to show always or show when quick panel is expanded. I have it for show always. So when I swipe down once, there's my brightness slider. Let's turn that up just a smidge. Okay. And then if I expand it, then my brightness slider is down here. Okay. But yeah, I've got my quick toggles customized. If you hit the pin right here and you hit full, then you're gonna see these little minus signs near. You see those little red minus signs? You tap on those if you want to move whatever the toggle is down here, or you can just long press it and move it. And then these toggles down here are the ones that you can long press and move up to the box here where you want them. You see, so you just, you know, you long press on one of these and you can move it around, you know what I mean? And, you know, move it up to the box, and then boom, that's where it'll be. Okay, anything that's in, you know, your little box here, you can long press it and move it down here just to take it away. Okay, nice touch there. All right. Oh, excuse me. If we swipe up, this is going to take us to our app drawer. And this is my app drawer. I've got it set to alphabetical. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so it's 5 by 6. So I've got it set 5 across and 6 up and down, which is, you know, typically how I like to rock with my Android devices. I've just been messing with these iPhones. I mean, I got my iPhone 15 right over there, and yeah, I just kind of forgot just how, man, just Android, just how they give you the ability just to do all this stuff, man. So it's nice to get, you know, reacquainted. I mean, I've got several Android devices, man, but I've been before I picked this up, you know, I mean, I've been had it, but before I took it out of the drawer and started using it again, I was rocking my iPhone 15, which is right here, and I wanted to go smaller. You know what I'm saying? So I pulled out the 13 mini. But so yeah, I've been rocking with the iPhones for a little stretch now. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's just good to get reacquainted with the Android side of things. You know, looking forward to get my SIM card thrown in here, you know, so I can daily drive it. You know, I got my case right here. You know, I didn't go crazy with a case because I think it's ridiculous. We pay all these money for the devices and then they turn around and want us to pay, you know, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 bucks even for a case, depending on the brand. Look, this is an Insignia clear case from Best Buy, $14.99. Clear case, you know what I mean? Just so that I can show off, you know, this beautiful exterior here. You know what I mean? And you know, it's not too bulky or anything like that. You know, it fits real nice and snug. You know, all the cutouts are cut out to perfection. Yeah, $14.99. You know, or you can go to Amazon. I'm pretty sure you can find some cases for this thing. You know, it's Samsung. I mean, so, you know, Samsung and Apple, when things come out, when new phones come out for them, there is no shortage of accessories, cases, screen protectors. You know, certain devices can be hard to find, but Samsung and Apple, nah, not at all. Not at all. And usually I get most of my, if not all of my cases on Amazon. I never pay top dollar for cases. You know, I pay $7, $8, maybe $12.99. You know, if I want something that has a kickstand, you know, I can find those for like $13, $14.99, $15.99, something like that. You know, not a whole lot of money at all whatsoever. I mean, so that's how I typically get down. And you know, I've had several Insignia, which Insignia is Best Buy's brand. So you know, the aisle where they're selling all the iPhone and Samsung cases and they're like 40, 50, 60 bucks, 70 bucks for otter boxes or whatever. You know, if you just look up the Insignia brand, I mean, you know, they got different ones, you know, but nice, transparent, hard shell case, little TPU rubber. Boom. That's all I need. That's all I need. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I'm rocking. And, you know, I'll drop the link for the description for this case, you know, down below. If this case is something that you're interested in, don't break the bank on no doggone case. You know what I'm saying? When you can spend very minimal money and still protect your device just the same. Okay. Again, not trying to tell you how to spend, but, you know, part of my job is not only to help you make an informed decision on what your next smartphone purchase is going to be, but also to make smart purchases with your money, which is why I make comments about, okay, you know, why spend top dollar for this if you're not going to utilize everything that this offers? Why not scale it down to the S24 or the S24 Plus if you just want that bigger display, but not quite the Ultra, and you're not going to be charged Ultra money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Another thing that I like about this device is, if I remember correctly, I think last year the S Pen was on the right-hand side of the device. Now, that typically does not bother me, but I like the fact that it is on the left-hand side of the device now. Boom, here it is right here. Why? Because I am a lefty, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? Hence the reason why I'm a genius, okay? You know what I'm saying? The good Lord clearly didn't make no mistakes right here, baby. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, so the S Pen is on the left side of the device. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So, you know, ain't no thing but a chicken wing to go ahead and slide that thing right on out there. And, you know what I'm saying? I can just note take to my little heart's content. You see? So, yeah, that is a nice touch, Sammy. You know what I'm saying? Good looking out. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, it wasn't a big deal with it being on the right side, but the fact that it's on the left, being a lefty, yeah, a little more convenience. You know, I can dig it. I can dig it. All right. S Pen, it feels just like in S Pen. Okay, we got the little button here. If you press the button, okay, nothing is happening when I press the button because I think I have to turn it on in settings. But usually, like when you press the button, there's a little button right there. You can see it. It brings up this menu, which is Create Note, View All Notes, Smart Select, Screen Write, Pin Up, and Add. And then you can go to Settings, and this is, you know, your pin settings. And so you can see right here, it says removed. It recognizes the fact that the pin is removed. I think if you take the pin too far away from the phone will beep or something like that, indicating that the S Pen is at a bit of a distance away from it, and it's kind of a reminder to, you know, bring the two back, you know, close to one another. Oh, air actions. There we go. Boom. Let's turn that on. Okay. Insert your S Pen to connect it for air actions. Okay. Let's do that. Okay. Connecting for air actions. This may take a while. Okay. Well, while it's doing this thing, yeah, under the S Pen settings, we got air actions, air command. By default, it's on standard style with 5 shortcuts. You can click on that and you can hit either standard, which is what it's on by default, or compact. Shortcuts, create note, view all notes, smart select, screen write, and pin up. And so I think when you click on that, you could choose what you want the air actions to be. Okay, so you don't necessarily have to keep it what it is by default if that's not something that you use. If you don't use any of these apps, then get rid of them and just customize it for the apps to pop up that you typically use with your S Pen. Okay, I like that. All right. Let's see. Show air command icon, open air command with S Pen. It says open the air command menu when you hover your S Pen over the screen and press the pin button. Ah, that's what I was trying to do. Okay, so you see that's turned off by default, which is why when I was pressing the button, nothing was happening. Yeah, this is where you control your S Pen. All right, boom. Okay, so let's see, S Pen to text, that's turned on. When S Pen is removed, do nothing, or create a note, or open air command. So we'll just keep it on do nothing for now. Screen off memos, write notes while the screen is off. Just remove the S Pen and start writing. That is actually one of my most favorite features. And yeah, that's a very helpful, useful tool. The older I get, the more I'm finding myself having to write things down just to kind of remember them. But I'm a minimalist, and I don't like I don't like writing things down and just having a bunch of pieces of paper here and there. So I take a lot of photos of things. But even sometimes that can get a little cumbersome. So it'd be nice just to have an organized area. If I need to jot a quick note down, boom, pull out my S Pen, jot it down, save it, and it's in my notes. And then I can just go to one area where all those notes are compiled. That was another motivating factor for me to get the Ultra over the S24, just because it's been a minute since I've got an S Pen with my Z Fold 5, but it's not the same, right? It's not the same. And you can't on the outer display on the Z Fold 5, you can't write on that. You have to always open up the device to write on it. And sometimes that's just an inconvenience. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just want to pull the phone out of my pocket, slip out the S Pen, and get the writing. So even if the screen is locked, as soon as you pull out that S Pen, boom, you got all action to just start writing on the screen. Okay, I like that. That's a nice touch. All right, quick notes, more S Pen settings. If I click on that, we got S Pen unlock, allow multiple S Pens, keep S Pen connected. Keep your S Pen connected so it's ready for air actions as soon as you pull it out. This uses more battery, which is why I imagine these things all use more battery, which is why they're turned off by default. Okay. Sounds, play sounds when you insert or remove the S Pen or write on the screen. That's dope. When you write on the screen, it sounds like it makes a sound like you're actually writing on paper, which I think is kind of neat. You know, I never turn that feature off. And then we got vibrations. Vibrate your phone when you insert or remove the S Pen. Actually, I like that. Let me know that it's out. Let me know that it's in. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, those are all of your S Pen features. And then we got About S Pen and Contact Us. All right, now that's all under advanced features. Now that we are in the settings, let me see here. All right, so to zoom out a little bit, make sure you guys can see. We're gonna get real up close and personal with these settings real quick. All right, so under settings, it's me, your man, Jewel Lacey, aka Mr. Pristine. That's me. Sync your Wi-Fi networks, and this is a suggestion. It says turn on Wi-Fi sync to automatically sync your Wi-Fi networks with all your Galaxy devices. Okay, that is off by default, but that is a pretty, that's a nice touch there. Connections. All right, this is where we got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, NFC, and contactless payments. Ultra wideband, which is identify the precise location of nearby devices. Airplane mode, SIM manager, data usage, mobile hotspot and tethering, more connection settings. If we click on more connection settings, we've got nearby device scanning, printing, VPN, private DNS, and Ethernet. Keep system configuration up to date. Yes, that is turned on by default. All right. See, now notice a little, the phone doesn't sit flush on a flat surface because of the cameras. I'm not really stressing over that because this case does provide a little bit of a lip over the camera. So even if the phone is sitting on its back with the case on, it's not directly sitting on the camera lenses. Now I'm not really tripping here because I got a mouse pad right here, which is super soft, and the phone is sitting on top of that. So I'm not concerned about the lens being scratched on the black wooden table, which is my, my workstation for doing these videos. But yeah, just be mindful that if you rocking this phone booted bucket naked, like I know that some folks like to do, and you sit it on a flat surface, you may want to sit it on its face rather than on the camera lenses. You see, or just be extremely conscientious about how you're setting the phone down and grabbing it once you're picking it up off the flat surface. If you rocking it booted bucket naked, baby, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. All right. Airplane mode, SIM manager, mobile hotspot and tethering, more connection. Okay, yeah, we already went through that. Boom. All right. Connected devices. All right. So this is, we got quick share, music share, auto switch buds, call or text on other devices, continue apps on other devices, camera sharing, link to Windows, multi-control, Samsung Dex, Smart View, Galaxy Wearable, Smart Things, and Android Auto. Okay. Also like the fact too on the Samsung devices, it says down here, looking for something else. And there's little suggestions that if you are looking for one of those things, but you can't seem to find them, I like how it suggests those things here so that you don't have to. Me, I like to get into the settings and go into everything and find things, but that's not everybody's way. Like I really like to scrutinize my device and find where certain things may be hidden, because not everything is explained as well as it should be to be able to find and pinpoint exactly where this feature is or where that feature may be. Okay, now you could easily, under settings, hit the little search bar right there, and or the little magnifying glass for search, and you can type in whatever feature you're looking for. So say if you couldn't find always on display, then you can just type in always on display right there, and it's gonna take you right to it. Okay, so that's a nice touch. But if you want to know where it is, then I just like to scrutinize the settings. So one of the reasons why I go through the settings like this, just in case you guys are wondering, is for the people that may not know exactly where things live. You see, and so I just like to show everything. Part of helping you make an informed decision is giving you as much knowledge and education about the device that we're experiencing together. So if you decide that you want to buy this device, then you know exactly what you're getting into, or you got a pretty good idea of what you're getting into. You see, so that's one of the reasons why I just go through all these settings or whatnot. So I don't do it just to hear myself talk or waste a bunch of time or to expand the video. I've told y'all that my videos are more of a teaching experience as opposed to just a quick, little rundown and this and that. And that's another reason too why I put the timestamps in the time in the notification box I'm sorry, in the yeah, in the oh my God, having a brain fart. In the description box. That's what I was looking for. Yes. Just so that you guys can jump around the video, and you know, the timestamps, they're marked. I mean, so you can watch, you know, the information that is more pertinent to what it is that you're trying to find out. And hopefully I can provide that information for you. All right. Now, let me see. So yeah. Okay, so that's connected devices, modes and routines. Choose a mode based on what you're doing or where you are. Your phone settings will change to match your activity or situation. So the phone over time learns your habits. Well, what you can do is you can set routines so that the phone is always prepared for whatever it thinks or knows that you are gonna do. Okay. Man, my boy is blowing me up, man. I'm still in the middle of this review, bro. I'll hit you back in a minute. Yeah, sorry about that, y'all. I'm gonna have to edit that, cut that out. Let me see. Add your home, work, and other places to start modes and routines when you arrive or leave. Now, I think that that's dope. Okay, so then it'll ask you to add place or not now. So I'll just hit not now. But the options that you have is sleep, theater, driving, exercise, relax, work, or add mode. So what you can do is you can add modes to these so the phone will basically know your behaviors or your actions at certain times of the day based on how you program it. Right? That's pretty neat. You know what I'm saying? That is pretty dope. I like that. I can definitely see how that can be useful in one's life for sure. All right, so then we go to sounds and vibrations. This is where we toggle on sound, or if we just want sound off and we want the phone to vibrate, or if we just want the phone muted, not necessarily on D&D, but just no sound at all whatsoever. All right, vibrate while ringing. Yes, got that turned on. Ringtone, notification tone, system sound, volume. Click on volume. I love the fact, again, how the ringtone and the notification tone are completely separate. You know what I'm saying? And hold up. Oh man. Oh man. Yes. Oh yeah. Michael Myers all day, baby. Oh yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Oh man, it just sounds so treacherous, don't it? Don't it? The shape coming after you. I'm a huge Halloween guy. Michael Myers is the homie. You know what I'm saying? If he was real, we have to kick it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I have to put some bread on a couple folks' head. You know what I'm saying? Send Mike after him. But nah, I'm just joking, man. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ all day, man. You know what I'm saying? All day, every day. But no, Halloween, that's my ringtone on all my phones. Like, I'm a huge horror movie buff. Horror movies are my favorite genre of movies, and they always will be. And Halloween, Michael Myers is my absolute favorite. I've seen them all. I've seen Jason, Freddy, Chucky, Pumpkinhead, Hellraiser, you know what I'm saying? Psycho, man, honestly, horror movies are comedies to me. Paranormal Activity, now the first one was kind of freaky. That one kind of stuck with me for a couple days. But these horror movies, man, they're comedies to me. But Michael Myers, man, Mike ain't no joke, man. Mike ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let me get back. Let me stick to the script, man. Ringtone, media, notifications, system, use volume buttons for media, control the media volume by default when you press the volume button. Okay? Or you can turn that off and it'll just control your volume rather than the media. Okay? Boom. Call vibrations, notification vibration. This is where you can toggle, how you can customize your notifications, and you can, change the vibrate intensity, where you want it to vibrate really hard, you want it to vibrate softly. If you want to turn that off, you can just slide the slider all the way down and it just won't vibrate at all. And these are different vibration patterns that you can select, so that when your phone rings, then whatever the vibration pattern is for that title, then that's how it's gonna vibrate whenever you get an incoming phone call. All right. System vibrations, vibration intensity, sound quality and effects. Now, this is, and I do this with every Samsung device, and I harp on this because I haven't seen this feature on any other device. Now, I'm huge on sound quality. I'm a music buff. I like phones that offer either DTX, XHD sound, or what's the other one? Dolby Atmos, right? Because they give you more customizable options to tailor make the sound how you want it. Okay, so you see we have Dolby Atmos here. We click on that and it says experience breakthrough audio for media playback that flows above and around you. Now you can have that on auto, which is optimized sound automatically for whatever you're listening to. Okay. You can have movie, deliver the best possible audio for films, shows, and videos. Music, make all your music sound richer, fuller, and more balanced. Or voice, make voices loud and clear. Now I just keep it on auto. I think that the phone does a really good job with nailing sounds, but I like to tweak it just a little bit. Dolby Atmos for gaming, I have that turned off because I don't game on my devices. But then if we go to the equalizer here, we've got presets, normal, pop, classic, jazz, rock, and custom. We've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we've got 9 EQs that you can toggle, to customize the sound however you want it, okay? But then aside from that, we can go to adapt sound. This is one of my all-time most favorite features on any device. Okay, what is adapt sound? Adapt sound gives you perfect sound that's tuned just for your ears. It works whenever you're wearing headphones. Choose a preset that matches your age, or take a hearing test to create a personalized sound profile. That is so dope. Okay, now you got under 30 years old and it says boost high frequencies. You got 30 to 60 years old, boost high and mid frequencies, and I sitting at the tender age of 45, which is why I have it, 30 to 60 years of age. Then you got over 60 years old, boost all frequencies. But if you're not content with that, then you can click on the little settings thing right there, and you can customize it. You can set a preview as to how it sounds, you know what I mean? And if you agree with it, then rock with it. Or you can change the preferred ear for calls, or the sound preference. Okay, so let's see, preferred ear for calls. For me, that would be the right ear. I'm very ambidextrous. Actually, no, the left ear. Sound preferences, we got clear or soft. All right, let me see. Okay, yeah, and it's gonna be the same. Yeah, it's gonna be the same. Okay, yeah, so it remembered my stuff. Yeah, so left ear for the preferred ear for headphones. But then you can do adapt sound for media and calls, only media or only calls. Okay, by default, it's media and calls. I like that. I like everything that I'm listening to, whether it be media, music, phone call, everything's crystal clear. You know what I'm saying? Or you can add personalized sound profile. Okay, so if we click on that, it says find the best sound for you and use it for calls, music, and videos. Go to a quiet place, put on your headphones, and close all the multimedia apps. Test your hearing to find the best sound for you. Your current personalized sound data will be replaced. Tap start, then follow the instructions on the screen. I've never seen anything like this on any phone, and as many Samsung devices as I've seen and talked about this very feature, it is just mind-blowing every time I see it, because I've never seen this feature on any. This has to be like a Samsung patented feature. I've never seen anything like this on any other Samsung phone. Nothing. Nothing close. So, I mean, you know, if you are big on sound quality and stuff like that, then man, Samsung is where it's at. And this is just not an ultra feature. It is on the S24 Plus. It is on the S24. It's on the S23 Ultra, the S23 Plus, the S23 on down. This has been a feature that's been on Samsung devices for years. Years. Yeah. Yeah. Like that. All right. Then underneath that, we got separate app sound. Play media sound from one app on a different audio device. Okay. Super, super dope. Notifications. App notifications. Sort notifications. You can sort them by priority or by the time. Lock screen notifications. Notification pop-up style. So you can set that to where you want the pop-up to be brief or if you want it to be detailed. Apps to show as brief. You can choose what apps you want to show as brief or just uncheck them to not show any content at all when there's a notification from that particular app. We got edge lighting style. Now, edge lighting too is another one of my favorite apps. You see how it's like a little ring, like red around the rim of the phone? I have that set to where whenever I get a notification, then that's what it does. Like, that is super dope. It's called edge lighting. And you can customize how you want the lighting to be, right? The effect. So, can you see that? So like if somebody sends you a notification, then you get it'll pop up like that. You can do multicolored. You can do, you know, little hearts. You know what I'm saying? Valentine's Day is right around the corner. You know what I'm saying? That's cute, right? You get the gist. We can do fireworks. Okay. We can do an eclipse. Okay, and then we can do echo. Oh, that was from the sides. Okay. So I just like the basic ring around the phone. Then we can go to color and we can change the color. Excuse me. Right, we can change the color. Red being my favorite color, red and black being my favorite color combination. So that's why, you know, the black screen, red ring around the display, you know, when I get a notification, super dope. Then we can go to advanced and we can change the transparency of the ring around the phone. So we can make it really thin, which you can barely see it right there. Or we can have low transparency. We can have the duration, and you can make it thicker. I like that. Oh yeah, so you can. So this is the width. So you can make it wide or narrow. Actually, I like that wide, man. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Then we can change the duration. So when we get a notification and the edge lighting comes on, by default, it's on short. You can hit medium, or you can have it do it for a long time after you get the notification. Now, I imagine that may drain a little bit more battery, but you do have that option. So I'm just going to keep it on short, hit done, and that's how I'm rocking. All right. Color by keyword. What is this? Brighten up your notification with colors when the title matches names or words that matter to you. The title has to be an exact match. Okay, cool. All right, I don't need none of that. Show even while screen is off. So yes, whenever the screen is off and I get a notification and I see that edge lighting around the display, then yeah, I know that I've got mail. You know what I'm saying? I've got mail. So, yeah, cool little features, you know what I'm saying? Just little stuff like that, man. I ain't never seen nothing like that on no iPhone. You know what I mean? See, this is the stuff that makes iPhones seem dumb. And I don't mean that to diss, But it's just like, if you look at just these types of customizations, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to find those types of customizations on this or this. It's my iPhone 15, iPhone 13 mini. You're just not, you know, and yeah, I mean, it's just, it's kind of mind blowing when you think about how long these devices have been out and how Samsung just, their UI, man. I mean, they think of everything. Like I said, they don't really leave any stone unturned, and I can really appreciate that. I really can. Display, light, dark mode. You already know, man. Dark mode, man. All black, everything, man. No racist, but all black everything. Yeah, come on now. Brightness slider, adaptive brightness, extra brightness. As I told you, this phone gets up to 2600 peak max brightness. Okay, you should not have any problems viewing this device under any circumstance. Okay, I don't care what you're doing. I don't care where you is. You should be able, with 2600 nits max brightness, to see whatever you need to see on your display. Period. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't, yeah, it may be time to go see your optometrist. You know what I'm saying? It may be time to go see the optometrist. You see? All right. Motion smoothness. By default, it is on adaptive. If you put it on standard, 60 hertz, and it looks terrible. It really does. I'm not gonna lie to you. All right. Now this is something where I wish that Samsung would have been a little bit more forward thinking and do like other devices. And I guess you can't expect for every feature to be here, but I mean, I'm happy that we have 120 hertz. Okay. Happy about that. But we are seeing devices that have 144 hertz, 165 hertz. You would think that this being the Ultra, and for the last couple years, you know, we've had these 120 hertz displays. It's like, okay, let's bump up the refresh rate a little bit. Let's go 144. Let's go 165. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, the technology's out there. Like, what are you doing, Sammy? You know, I mean, but for whatever reason, they want to keep us locked at 120. Okay, cool. But it's like, give us some options. Give us some options to scale it up or scale it down. Maybe have it by default at 120, but give us the option to scale it up to 144 if that's what we want to do. Give us the option to scale it down to 90 if that's what we want to do. Okay, but don't just give us 120 or 60. That's it. Period. That's all it is. So I would recommend that all of you keep on adaptive, because that is going to provide you with 120 hertz. And is it variable? It says get smoother animations and scrolling by automatically adjusting your screen refresh rate up to 120. Yeah, so it has a variable refresh rate, which means that it's going to toggle the refresh rate based on what you're doing with your device to make sure that everything is going to be nice, smooth, quick, and responsive up to 120 hertz. So depending on what you're doing with your device, it may not always be at 120 hertz. May not be noticeable, but that's how it's rocking. Now, if you want to turn that off completely and just rock out to 60 hertz, then your screen scrolling is going to turn to fly covered crap in a hurry. But if that's what you want to do, then hey, that's what you want to do. Okay. Now, I have to say that on these iPhones, which I find to be, I don't want to say I find it strange, but the iPhone Pro and the Pro Maxes have what's called ProMotion. And that is their, that's what they call the higher refresh rate. And it looks really good. And it's very hard to experience ProMotion and then go back to something that doesn't have ProMotion. So it's interesting how if I put this on standard and hit apply, okay, that looks terrible. I mean, Is it still scrolling? Yeah, but the choppiness, it looks terrible. Now, both of these devices, 60 hertz, right? Because these aren't the Pros. This is the iPhone 13 mini. This is my iPhone 15. Okay, I elected not to get the 15 Pro or the Pro Max because I just refused to spend additional money where the top selling point is titanium. Lets me know that Apple is running out of options. When you have to boast as one of your top features the material in which the phone was made, rather than talking about features and functions that the device, provides, which is most important. Apple has always made the iPhones with premium materials. So why is it that all of a sudden if they decide to use titanium, that all of a sudden it's such a big spectacle? And even on the commercials, all you see is titanium. When you see the commercials, oh, the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max with titanium. Well, I was like, not enough to get my extra bucks. So just give me the regular 15. And they don't have promotion, which sucks. But 60 hertz on these joints, that looks like 90 hertz to me. The scrolling is absolutely fluid. Same thing on this mini here. Right? It's very manageable. I don't have a problem with it. Okay, now I wish it had a higher refresh rate. That'd be nice, but not really a big deal here. Okay, but on the Ultra here, if you turn off adaptive, then it just looks horrible. It really does, and it's noticeable. Only turn off adaptive if you're trying to conserve battery. That is the only time that I would recommend turning off adaptive display, because it just looks like trash. It does. And some of you may be like, oh, I don't care about that. As long as I can get to my app and get into it, then whatever. I don't care how it scrolls. But again, for me, it's just one of those things. I adapt to my surroundings very quickly. And if you bless me and spoil me with a new feature, and I like that feature, then it's going to be very hard to backtrack. Just saying. Just saying, yo. You know what I mean? All right. Now, Eye Comfort Shield, adaptive color tone. What is that? Adjust colors and white balance based on the ambient lighting conditions to make colors appear more natural in different environments. Screen mode, vivid. I like vivid. I'm not going to change it to neutral. Why? Because natural makes colors look natural. Nothing wrong with that, but I like a little oversaturation in my life. I like brighter colors. Okay, vivid makes things look a little bit more crisp, and I'm all about that crispness. Is that a word? Crispness? Is that a word? I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. It is now. It's about, yeah. So, if you just look at the difference, if you could tell the difference here, I don't know if you can through the lens of my Sony 4K camera here, but if you can, then you can just see. Just makes it a little bit darker. I like for my colors to be bright, vibrant, and so I don't mind a little oversaturation, right? Some people are more into the natural look, and I get that. Nothing wrong with that. Me, I like vivid. I like a little oversaturation. I like colors to pop. I like more sharpness, more detail. Vivid provides that. You also have the ability to, on Vivid, to control the white balance, so you can make the image more cool or more warm. Okay. You notice that feature goes away if you tap on natural. Natural is just natural. No toggling, no messing with this or that, nothing. Just natural, right? Which is how you want it. Okay, but with Vivid, you get some additional things to play with. When we click on advanced settings, now you can control the RGB. You see, so not only can you make it warm or cold, now you can control the red, the green, and the black and the blue. My man, it took me back to the X-Clan moment. The red, the black, the green. Sissy. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember X-Clan? Man, you young bucks, man, Google X-Clan, man. They had it jamming back in the day. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, yeah. Hip-hop group, X-Clan. Yeah. Oh, man, I'll be having fun with this thing, man. I'm happy to be back, y'all. All right, boom. Font size and style. Okay, this is where you're going to toggle the font size. Bold font. Yeah, I like bold font. Let me get that. You know what I'm saying? Big phone. Yeah, bold font. And then you can change the font size. Don't need to do that. Text are big enough. Phone is huge, so everything is like boom, right there. But if you need to do that, then you do have the option to do that. All right. Now, screen zoom. What is that? Oh, this is okay. You can zoom in the screen, but you know, like say, like for instance, you can use your finger. You can use the pinch in and pinch out. Say, like if you're texting and you want the text to be a little smaller or bigger, you can pinch in or pinch out on the actual messaging app, or you can do the same thing, I believe, on WhatsApp, if WhatsApp is like your default message app. So yeah, you don't necessarily have to toggle the screen zoom right here if you don't want to. You can, but you got options. Okay? You got options. It's always good to have options. All right? Now, screen resolution. All right? By default, the phone is on Full HD Plus, which is 2340 by 1080. Okay? We can scale it down to HD Plus, which is 1560 by 720. Or we can scale it up to Quad HD Plus, which is 3120 by 1440. Now, some people are just like, I spent $1,400 on this bad boy. I want to rock it out with max brightness. I want the Quad HD on. I want that screen resolution to be as sharp as it can be. And that is your right. Because you're right. You paid for this joint. You know what I'm saying? So rock it however you please. But just know that there you know what I'm saying, there are choices and consequences in everything. So you may suffer from a little battery drainage, you know what I'm saying, if you want to rock your device out on max brightness on Quad HD. But I'm hearing that the battery life is so sufficient in this device. And I hear that the Snapdragon 8 Generation 3 is so power efficient that you could do such things and still get through a full day. Now, that's yet to be seen because I have to put this phone through its paces, but I am totally content with just rocking phones on 1080p. It doesn't have to be on Quad HD. You know, give me 1080p. Some people are just, you know, 4K snobs, 8K snobs, you know what I'm saying? I'm, you know, like, yo, give me 1080p, man, and I'm strizzy. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you want to bump it up to Quad HD Plus and crank the max brightness all the way up to the 2600, man, you do what you do, playboy. You know, you do what you do, play guh. Yeah. All right, let's move on. Full screen apps, that's just basically for apps that are not optimized for full screen. You can force them to go full screen, but it may cause the app to act up. That's the notification that you'll get if you try to change this. You know what I'm saying? It'll tell you, okay, the app may not act right if you do this. So do that at your own discretion. All right. Screen timeout. This is where we can choose when we want our screen to go to sleep. You know, you got 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Or keep screen on while viewing, which I have that toggled on. That's actually on by default. I didn't toggle that on. But basically what that is as long as the screen knows that you're looking at it, it's not going to go to sleep. All right. Keep the screen on while you're looking at it, using the front camera to detect your face. So yes, your phone is watching you. Know what I'm saying? Always feel like somebody's watching me. Know what I'm saying? Oh, yo, Samsung. Oh, yes, watching you. I have to sing it for you, baby. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, phone is always watching. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, easy mode for those that don't want things to be complex. Edge panels. That is going to be the little panel right here. Little sidebar full of apps. You know, you can choose whatever apps you want to be there. You can choose where you want the handle to be. So right now the handle is right here. But you can move the handle. Let me see. Should feel a little vibration. But you can see right here the handle, it's a little gray bar right there. And let me see. Okay, it keeps trying to make me go back. There we go. So you see how I'm like sliding it. Okay, so now the handle is down here. Now I can change the color of the handle. Now the handle is red, but it was at low transparency. So now you see the bar is really red. And I can make it small. I can make it large. But I prefer for it to not be large, and I just like to have it in one spot. And you can make it thin or thick. You see that? Then you got vibrate when handle is touched. And so another thing that I like too is you can lock its position. So I like to typically have it about right there. And you see lock handle position, boom. So now the handle is always gonna be right there where I want it to be, which is right next to my thumb. If I wanna hit it, boom, swipe it. Phone vibrates to let me know that I, touched it accurately. And now I can get to my side panel, okay? I like that. Okay. So yeah, that is the handle for the quick panel. Ooh, bars, handle for the quick panel. Oh boy, you know what I'm saying? All right, can I go back? Wow, all right. Okay, about edge panels, contact, navigation bar. This is where we are gonna go to choose if we want the on-screen buttons, the back, the home, the recents. I think in 2024, most people have gotten accustomed to the gestures. But if not, if you old school with it and you like those buttons, then, you can do that. I've gotten so used to the notification bar here on the bottom of the display that it's just, that's just how we're navigating phones nowadays. iPhone, Android, whatever, But, if you want to change that, you can. This is where you do that at. All right, accidental touch protection, got that turned on so you're not butt dialing. All right, touch sensitivity, increase the touch sensitivity of the screen for use with screen protectors. Okay, I don't rock screen protectors, but you can turn that on if you do. All right, show charging information, show battery level and estimated time until full when always on display is off or not shown. That is turned on by default. Okay, that is under display. Go to battery, learning usage patterns, power saving, background usage limits, battery protection, adjust charging behavior to extend the lifespan of your battery. Yes, let's turn that on. Okay, and right now it's on basic. So it says keeping your battery at full 100% charge for a long time can reduce the lifespan. Or reduce its lifespan. Choose an option below to protect your battery and make it last longer. So basic is when your battery is charged to 100%, charging will stop until the battery level drops down to 95 and then charging will start again. You got adaptive, use maximum while you're asleep and switch to basic before you wake up. Sleep time is estimated based on your phone usage patterns. And then you got maximum. Your battery will stop charging when it reaches 80%. Okay, so battery protection. That's a good feature to turn on. All right, then we got charging settings. Okay, show charging information, fast charging, fast wireless charging. I don't wirelessly charge my phone, so I'll turn that off. But yeah, let's see. Wireless power sharing. We do have that feature. I never use it, so keep that turned off. Show battery percentage. Yes, that is critical. I always like to see how much percent I've got. And then battery information and then tip there. All right. We got wallpaper and style. Okay. So change wallpapers, color palette, dim wallpaper when dark mode is on. Again, you got a whole slew of options to change the wallpaper. I'm not going to get into all that. Themes. Here you can change the theme. You can change, you download different icon packs. Yeah, and you can really just personalize your device and make it your own. You see? Yeah, since Valentine's Day is right around the corner, you got all these hearts and yeah, every day is Valentine's Day. That's how it should be. Spread love every day. Show love to your loved ones every day. Shouldn't just be one specific day. You know what I mean? Y'all take notes, man. I'm talking about your boy Pristine preaching right now. Okay, let me see. Themes, home screen. Okay, this is where you can change the app grid. You can change the home screen layout. You can change whether or not you want home and app screen or home screen only. Folder grid, add media page to home screen, which is Google Discover. That's what I refer to Google now. When you swipe hard to the right, then it gives you all the Google News and stuff. That's what that is. Lock home screen layout. I have that locked, so if I download an app from the Play Store, then it's not going to pop up on my home screen. It's just going to be in the app drawer, which is what I like. If I want it on the home screen, then I will manually move it to the home screen. All right. So hide apps on home screen and app screen, app icon badges. I have numbers selected. Okay. I think it's dope to where if you have like several notifications in an app and it'll show you a number rather than just a dot, because sometimes I just like to look and see how many messages I have. So that's cool. Notifications on app icons, touch and hold the app icon to show the notification. I don't need that on, but you can toggle that on if that's something that you would like to use. All right. Swipe down for notification panel. Oh, so this is, again, this phone is a big phone. So if you swipe down anywhere on the device, then you can bring down your notification panel as opposed to only having to swipe down from the top. Again, this phone is big. If you're small like me and you got small hands, this is for sure a two-handed operation. So it's nice to just be able to swipe down anywhere on the display and bring down the notification shade. All right, cool. All right, let me see. Rotate the landscape mode, about home screen, and contact. All right. Lock screen and always on display. Okay, so this is where you can toggle the security, screen lock type, pin, face, fingerprints, extend unlock, secure lock settings, always on display, touch and hold to edit, roaming clock, widgets, and about lock screen. Okay, we got security and privacy, location, safety, and emergency, accounts and backups. Let me see, manage accounts. Oh yeah, let me turn off auto sync because that fries the battery. Yeah. So that's just a little tip. Turn off auto sync. If you want to conserve your battery throughout the day, turn off auto sync and just have like your mail and stuff like that manually sync. Now you may have to check it periodically, once or twice every hour or something like that, or once every 3 hours or something like that, to ensure that you're getting your messages, but constantly allowing it to sync fries your battery. And I have like multiple emails and I get emails all day on all three of them. So just those messages constantly coming in and the phone constantly seeking to fetch new mail, that kills your battery. Just like having your Wi-Fi on all the time when you're not connected to a Wi-Fi network, but the phone is constantly looking for a network to connect to. Same thing with Bluetooth. If you have Bluetooth on all the time, but you're not connected to a Bluetooth device, it's always searching for a Bluetooth a signal or something Bluetooth to connect to. That all fries your battery. Same thing with location. If you don't need location on, turn it off. You know what I'm saying? You will notice significant significantly less drain in your battery by turning those things off and keeping them off and only turning them on when you need them on. All right, tip from your boy Pristine. Okay, manage accounts, backup data, restore data, backup data for Google Drive. Oh, okay, this is for Samsung Cloud. Transfer data for service setup, external storage transfer. Yeah. Google advanced features. So this is where we're gonna find a lot of the new AI nuances. Okay, so get the most out of your phone with these powerful features. Phone, get real-time translation during voice calls. Samsung keyboard. Let's see, change the tone of your writing, get spelling and grammar suggestions, translate messages in select chat and text messaging apps. Interpreter, live translation of spoken conversations available as voice or text output. That's a really nice touch right there. Then we got Samsung Notes, automatically format, summarize, correct, translate, and generate covers for your notes. Voice recorder, transform recordings into text, transcripts, and summaries you can review and translate. Okay. Voice recorder, transform recordings into text, transcripts, and summarize. Did I just read that? Samsung Internet, get simple summaries of web page text along with full translations. Then we got photo editor, reimagine images by moving, removing, or resizing the people and objects in them. Then generating new backgrounds to fill in any missing pieces. Okay, so that sounds very pixelish, you know, if you ask me. Because I know that the Pixel, you can do very similar things with like Magic Eraser and you know, moving subjects around in the photo, and yeah. So you know, Samsung here, they said that in the keynote that they've partnered with Google. So it's no surprise that some of the features that we've seen in Pixels that Samsung is now implementing into their devices. But I find that to be interesting because it's like the Pixel is a Samsung competitor. So if I'm Google, aside from the partnership that I already have with Samsung, which allows them to use like Chrome and the search bar and all that type of stuff, why would I want to give Samsung features from the Pixel, knowing that those are the things that make a Pixel? You see? And then it's like, okay, well, when the new Pixels drop, it's like, what are they going to pull out that is going to be so tantalizing, you know, to make you want to get that over a Samsung device? Because let's be clear, I mean, these features and functions that I'm going through in these settings, I mean, you can do a lot of different things on a Pixel, but not this much. So it's like, you know, if I've got all this customization at my fingertips and I can take advantage of some of the best things about a Pixel device, then why would I need to buy a Pixel? If this had now playing, oh man, it'd be over. I probably would never get a Pixel again. I'm lying. I would, because I'm just a tech whore like that. Yeah, things that make me go, All right. Let's get out of that. All right, so that's the AI stuff, Bixby, smart suggestions, labs. To experience try experimental features. Some features may not work correctly with all apps. Multi-window for apps, dark mode apps, photo ambient wallpaper. Okay, so that's other labs. That's all just experimental stuff. S Pen, we've already gone through that. Side button. Let's see, double press to quick launch the camera or open an app. And then if you choose open an app, you can hit the little settings icon right there to choose which app you want to open. Press and hold for power off menu or to wake up Bixby. And then how to power off your phone. It gives you a little tutorial there on how to do that. All right. We've got multi-window, motions and gestures, which I've already lift to wake. Double tap to turn on screen, double tap to turn off screen. Those are plays straight out of LG's playbook back in the day. Rest in peace, LG. Mobile division. Didn't get the credit that they deserve for a lot of things that they innovated and some of the features that we know and love today on a lot of these devices. Yeah, LG did that. Yeah. You know, I pay homage where it's due. I give flowers where they're deserved. And LG, they made a major splash in the mobile industry, man. It sucks to see them go under the way that they did. Maybe someday they can make a comeback. I don't know. That would be dope. I'll be one of the first to pre-order whatever they drop, mobile-wise. Because I've always had great experiences with LG devices. But yeah, alert when phone is picked up. So your phone will vibrate when you pick it up after missing a call or a message. Mute with gesture. Mute incoming calls and alarms by putting your hand over the screen or turning your phone face down. Okay. Palm swipe to capture. So if you want to get a screenshot, all you do is take the palm of your hand right here, move it from left to right. Oh, I moved the phone by accident. Boom. And there's your screenshot, right? Quick and easy way to take a screenshot. Okay. And then it's going to give you all the options right here to share to social media or with friends or, you know, whatever you want to do. Or if you just want to save it in your camera roll. All right. That's how you do a screenshot. Okay. Let's go back. We got one-handed mode gesture. What is that? Okay. Yeah. So we're just literally swiping down on the little bar on the gesture bar at the bottom. We can move the screen from right to left or from left to right. And then we just tap it to re-expand the screen back to its normal screen size. All right. Let me see. We've got screenshots and screen recordings, show contacts when sharing content, video call effects, video brightness, normal. You got normal or bright. Okay. Dual messenger. And yeah, that's about it for that. And then we got digital well-being and parental controls, device care, apps, general management, accessibility. Let's pop into accessibility real quick and see. So we got recommended for you. Okay. So dimming beyond minimum brightness can make it more comfortable to look at your screen, especially at night or in the dark environments. You can add this feature to the quick panel. Okay. When the camera detects a document, you can scan it to extract the text, making it easier to read. Oh, okay, that's dope. So for anybody that's interested in this phone that has any kind of impairment, whether it's hearing, whether it's visual, this phone should cover you. So we got vision enhancements. Okay. And so we can default the letters high contrast or large display. Okay, colors and clarity. We got high contrast theme, high contrast fonts, high contrast keyboard, highlight buttons, Relamino outline. Not sure what that is. Color inversion, color correction, color filter, reduce animations, reduce transparency and blur, extra dim. And then for size and zoom, we've got magnification, magnifier, cursor thickness, pointer size and color, font size and style, screen zoom. And then for spoken assistance, we've got speak keyboard input allowed, audio description, which if available, automatically select the audio soundtrack with an audio description while watching videos. Okay, we got Bixby Vision for accessibility and voice label, which write voice recordings to NFC tags to provide you with information when you're nearby. The tags are purchased separately and can be associated with objects or locations you use regularly. Okay, so these are the vision enhancements that you will find under accessibility. Now let's go to the hearing enhancements, and because there's a whole slew of those as well. So if you're hearing impaired, then if you want to cop this device or any of the devices in the S24 lineup, all these accessibility options are going to be on those devices across the board. Okay, we've got live transcribe, live caption, caption preference, hearing aid support, sound notification, amplify ambient sound, adapt sound, mute all sounds, mono audio, which is play the same sound out of both speakers, left and right sound balance. Okay, and you can toggle if you want to hear sound more so in the right ear or the left ear, or if you want more sound to come out of the right or left speaker if you have the phone, turned to the side. Okay, so those are your hearing enhancements for those that are hearing impaired. Okay, then you got interaction and dexterity. Universal switch, use external accessories to control your phone and select items on the screen. Assistant menu, show a menu of easy to reach buttons that let you replace hard keys, gestures, and other common interactions. You got voice access for interactions, answering and ending calls. Okay, so for answering and ending calls, you can read caller names aloud, answer automatically, press volume up to answer calls, or press side button to end calls. Okay, so they make it very simple for you to answer calls, end calls, so that you don't have to, mess with the phone too much, if that, may appear to be a bit much for you. Okay, we got interaction control, block touches for the back, home, and recents button, the keyboard, and the selected area of the screen. Touch settings, touch and hold delay, tap duration, ignore repeated touches. For mouse and physical keyboard, we've got auto action after pointer stops, sticky keys, which is when you press a modifier key like Shift, Control, or Alt, it will stay pressed so you can enter keyboard shortcuts one key at a time. That is dope. That's dope. Slow keys, type by touching and holding for a set time to avoid accidental key presses. And then bounce keys, which is prevent accidental key presses by setting a delay before a second tap on the same key is accepted. Okay, so this is under interaction and dexterity. Okay, boom. Advanced settings. You got accessibility button gestures, side and volume buttons, volume up and down buttons, flash notifications, time to take action. And those are all of the features under advanced settings under accessibility. You got installed apps. Let's see. Okay, link to Windows, live transcribe, sound notifications, voice access. Yes, those are all on here. And then we have about accessibility and contact us. All right. Then of course, software update, tips and user guide, and then about phone, which you see here, Pristine's S24 Ultra. Product name, Galaxy S24 Ultra, the model name, the serial number, IEMI 1, IEMI 2, status information. Yeah, I don't have a SIM card in here, so let me see. Legal information, software information. Okay, we got One UI version 6.1, Android 14, Google Play system update, July 1st, 2023. Okay, yeah, we need an update for that. Checking for update, last checked update. Wow, okay, so we're on, okay, well, yeah, I guess that's current. We're well beyond July 1st of 2023. Yeah, Android security patch level January 1st, 2024. Okay, so we are current on that. And yeah, that, ladies and gentlemen, is it for all the settings. All right, so let's pop this camera open real quick and then close this thing out, because I know that I'm well over an hour at this frame of the game. But if you know my unboxing videos, yeah, I told you at the beginning to get your popcorn, get your drinks, you know what I'm saying? Roll you up a spliff, you know, if that's what you do. Like I said, no judgment. Do what you do. And, you know, we're going to get through this. Okay, so camera. Okay, so focus enhancer is on. I didn't press anything. I just opened up the app. By default, it's on photo, video. We go to more. We got Bixby Vision up top. AR zone. Expert raw. That's a pro mode, pro video. Night mode, food mode, panorama, slow motion, hyperlapse, portrait video, dual recording, and single take. Okay. Any one of these toggles, you can add them down here so that you don't always have to go to this screen if you don't want to. And you can have them down here under video, photo, portrait, if that's what you want to do. Okay. Now, if we go to settings, okay, the intelligent features are grayed out for some reason, but you got scan documents and text, scan QR codes, shot suggestions, intelligent optimization. Okay, by default, it's on maximum. Okay, you got medium, which is speed up capture time by doing less optimization. Then you got minimum, take picture as fast as possible by not optimizing pictures after they're taken. Okay, the quality optimization setting above only affects photo mode. Okay, then you got scene optimizer, automatically optimize the color and contrast of pictures to make dark scenes look brighter, food look tastier, and landscapes look more vivid. I might turn that on, but not right now. All right, for pictures, we've got swipe shutter button to take a burst shot or to create a GIF. Okay, we'll leave that alone. Watermark, yes, turn that on. Advanced picture options, high efficiency pictures. We got Pro Mode picture format, JPEG format, or we got RAW and JPEG formats, or just RAW format. Okay, so by default it's on JPEG. We'll just keep it on that. All right. Let's see, for selfies, we got save selfies as previewed. Swipe up and down to switch cameras. Videos, auto FPS, video stabilization, advanced video options. Okay, we got HEVC, high efficiency, prioritize video quality, high bitrate videos, HDR10 plus videos, zoom in mic, that is turned on by default. That is a very, very useful feature as well. Grid lines, yes, I like grids. Location tags, nope. Shooting methods. We got press volume button to take a picture and record video. You can give voice commands by saying smile, cheese, capture, or shoot, or record video by saying record video. That's a nice touch. Floating shutter button, which means the shutter button is just going to be anywhere on the display rather than the typical place where it is. If that may be, I don't know, too complicated for you to press. If you got really small hands and the way you're holding the phone, you can't reach the shutter button, then you can opt to have the shutter button just anywhere on the screen for you to take a photo. Then you got show palm, which means you just flash the palm of your hand in front of the camera and it'll either take a picture or start the timer if you've got the timer set to take a picture. All right. Settings to keep, shutter sound, vibration, feedback, and let's see. So these are under settings to keep. Camera mode, start camera in the last used mode, such as video, instead of always starting in photo mode. Okay, I like that. Because if you find like a setting that you really like and you want to keep it like that, but you know that if you go out of the app, it's going to reset everything back to default and you're going to have to readjust it every time you go back into the camera app, I don't like that. I don't really change very much, but it's like if I find something and I want to stick with that, then I just want to be able to lock it in. This sounds like it gives you the option to do that. A selfie angle, high picture resolutions, filters, super steady portrait zoom. Yeah, that's dope. You can lock all this stuff in. And if you find something that's just right for you, boom, you can set it to where every time you go into your camera app, that's exactly what it's going to be. I am a huge fan of that. Okay. Shutter sound, vibration feedback, permissions, reset settings, about camera, and contact us. Okay, so that's the setting. We got the flash, we've got the timer, we've got the aspect ratio, 3:4. I believe you can change that to full screen, 1:1, or 9:16. Okay, so we'll keep it on 3:4. This right here is going to give you skin smoothness, face. No, I don't want to mess with none of that. All right, so let me take a couple photos here. And that's portrait mode. Let me go back to photo. Let's see. Okay, this is my gaming chair right next to me. Take a photo of that, swing the camera around and get a quick selfie. Okay. It says choose a color tone for your selfies. Natural or warm? Let's see. Warm makes things a bit more yellow. Natural. Oh yeah, natural. Natural for sure. Okay. Boom. Okay. Cool little photo right there. Just a quick little snapshot. I don't think that looking at it through my camera lens does it any justice, but that's a really clean looking photo. Definitely looking forward to getting this phone out in the elements and taking some photos of things, putting together that camera review for you. And this is the video or the photo I just took of my gaming chair that's all chewed up because my two cats think that this chair is a scratch post. Yeah, which is why they're no longer allowed in here. But nonetheless, you know, it's that's a nice photo. So yeah, I will get this phone out in the elements and, you know, test all the zoom capabilities and all that jazz. And I have all that stuff for you in the full pristine review. So ladies and gentlemen, if you made it to this part of the video, you are a soldier, because I just went through everything. So yeah, if you made it this far, thank you. I salute you. Like I said, timestamps are in the description box. I mean, jump around the video and watch whatever is most important to you. Or, you know, if you want to watch me babble on about this device for over an hour, man, cool. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. Do your thing. All right. So that's what I'm going to call it on this one. Thank you so very much for tuning in. And I hope that I was able to provide you with some helpful information if you're looking to commit to this device or the Plus or the regular 24. All right. You already know, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to expose yourself to tons of videos that I've done like this one. Be sure to hit that notification bell so that every time my videos drop, you'll get notified and you can be one of the first to check out the content. And in case you do that, please do not hesitate to get down in the comments section, which is where I'm always posted up at, and let me know what you think about the content. Okay, if you've got any questions, comments, feedback of any kind, I read all the comments. I can't respond all the time because I'll be busy, but I try to respond when I can. But I will do my absolute best to get back to you. And the only thing that I expect or request is that if we're going to talk tech, let's talk tech respectfully. Okay, please, no disrespect in the comment section. It's okay to agree to disagree on something that I may have said or something that someone said in the comments. Sometimes people be arguing back and forth, talking amongst one another in my comment section, and they just be going in on each other. And I'm sitting here getting all these notifications because it's under my comment section. You know? So please, can't we all just get along? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Happy New Year again, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. And you already know, please stay safe, get spiritually fit, keep it pristine in every aspect of your lives. Please do not put off till tomorrow what you can do today. If you do not have Jesus Christ in your life, please, please stop playing thinking that you've got more time, because tomorrow is never promised. 10 minutes from you watching this video is never promised. Every minute that we have on this earth is a gift. So be thankful. Accept the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ in your life. Repent of all sin and ask him for strength to prosper you, to lead you, guide you. He conquered this world, so there's nothing that's too big for him to handle. Whatever you're going through, whatever trials, tribulations you may be going through, just give it to him and leave it at his feet. Leave it at his feet. And let him worry about it. And you stop stressing over it, especially if it's not something that you can control. Control what you can, but what you can't, don't even worry about it. Leave it in the good Lord's hands and let the chips fall where they may. That's all I'm going to say. Catch y'all in the next one. Peace.